Welcome back to another episode of Fresh Media. Today, we are going to be talking about Backrooms because I have finally seen Backrooms. It has been several months since it has been released, but I've finally seen it. And I basically came into this movie not really knowing anything about Backrooms as a concept or the movie itself. I did react to the trailer for it, so you can go check that out on my channel. But I did see this movie, and I actually saw the extended edition, the Everything Must Go edition of this film that was released in theaters. Spoilers from here on if you don't want anything spoiled for this movie, but this is a Fresh Media. It is me recommending this movie to you as a part of the Fresh Media series where I break down movies in the last 5 years that I think are worth seeing, that are worth your time. Backrooms follows the character of Clark, who is a furniture store owner who's struggling because he's down on his luck. He's played by Shitweddle Ejiofor. Fuck, it's hard to pronounce his name, but you know him if you saw him. He's a great actor. He's usually great in everything that he's in, especially dog shit. He's still good in. And this movie definitely benefits from his acting skills. I don't know the name of the other actress who stars in this movie, but she plays his therapist, and she is the other co-star of this film. And she is also pretty good. Small cast, not a big budget movie. It's very low budget, and that's what makes it really great, is that it is basically made by a YouTuber on a low budget scale. And the fact that this movie and Obsession, back-to-back double team movies like He-Man, Supergirl, and The Mandalorian and Grogu, these big budget Hollywood movies, all flopped, while Obsession and Backrooms made their money back and actually made money. I love to see it when independent YouTubers actually end up making better content than big budget Hollywood studios. But enough of that. The story follows Clark, and he is down on his luck. His wife kicked him out of his own house, and he is living at the furniture store that he owns. And he's seeing his therapist, who's trying to help him through this little depression. And while he is living in this furniture store, he finds out that there is a portal in the wall to the back rooms. Now, what are the back rooms? What is it? Well, based on my research and based on what I have gathered as far as information, it is this uncanny valley, multi-dimensional, liminal space where a bunch of weird, creepy shit can happen. Is it like the Further from Insidious or the Warp or the Immaterium? It's hard to figure out and hard to navigate, and the fact that there's a mystery around it and a lot of theories around it really gives more credence to the horror aspect of the story and the world. Trying to figure out what the backrooms are kind of, makes it more fun to not know the answers. The less answers you know, the more fun you have, the more scared you are. I got jump scared a couple times in this movie, actually, and I don't get jump scared often, unless, the sound design is bad. Shout out the Odyssey. But this movie actually genuinely got me with some good scares. I wasn't expecting it, and it got me. But this movie follows Clark as he goes into this new world and tries to navigate and figure out what it is. When he comes back out and tells his therapist thinks he's crazy, but she finds out for herself and finds out that when she goes in there to get Clark back, he is a changed man. Now, that is as far as I'm going to go with the story, and I will not tell you any more because I want you to see this movie for yourself. But what are the back rooms? I've never really understood. I'm not an expert on it, and I'm sure purists are going to be like, oh, you saw this movie, so you must be a normie. Technically, I am. As a normie going into this, not knowing what the concept of the back rooms are, it was a new experience for me. And as somebody with OCD, seeing this movie fucking flipped me out. It kind of made me weirded out. I was like, oh shit, I didn't understand the horror of liminal spaces until I saw people going through it. The analog horror. This is one of the best versions of modern day analog horror has been brought to screen. We haven't seen something like that since Blair Witch Project or Paranormal Activity. And so, basically in this liminal space, this empty rooms of just neon yellow colored, it just looks gross. It looks nasty, but still sanitary and kind of like boring and mundane that you would never expect something so dastardly to come out of it. And yet you get this feeling of nostalgia walking in these places. You get this feeling of dread walking in these places. There are so many different turns and corners that you could be coming around the corner and see something and not really know that it's there. but you feel the essence of something creeping in the corner. When I got home, I started peeking around corners and shit, and I was like, is there something around the corner that I'm missing? This movie got me fucking dimensionally paranoid because this movie plays on the fears of basically this unknown, the cosmic horror of the unknown. You know, what is lurking behind the corner in the dark where you can't see, where your eyes are unable to reach because your eyes are not multidimensional like the back rooms are. And so this mystery around what these back rooms are leads credence to how much effort, or not effort, how much horror can be milked from the unknown, essentially. And I, like I said, I'm no expert on the back rooms. I'm no expert on liminal spaces. All I can say is that the movie freaked me out. It was genuinely a good horror movie. Now, it is fair to say that the final act does suffer from some of the same tropes that a lot of modern Hollywood movies do, which is, you know, our final girl gets chased by a big scary monster, and then she has a tragic ending. I'm not going to spoil it from there on, but it feels like the ending could have been fleshed out a little bit more so you would get some sort of satisfying conclusion. It's not that the movie's not satisfying. It's that whenever I saw it, the movie ends, and I was like, that's it? It's over? That's how the movie ends? What the fuck? Right? It just felt like a weird ending. It feels like they could have done something kind of like a twist ending, like, you know, The Usual Suspects, or like Seven, or like a horror movie twist ending, you know, that would just make you go, what the fuck just happened? This movie just kind of ends and it feels awkward, right? That is the one downfall that I think I have with this movie. But other than that, the confusion and the sort of hysteria that this movie creates is all a part of its charm. I related a lot to movies like Barbarian, which has a very similar kind of idea to it, where it's like the twist could have benefited, but at the same time, not knowing the answers and not knowing everything kind of creates this feeling of dread that is needed for a movie like this. So I highly suggest the Backrooms. The acting is great. The sound design is great. The analog horror is great. And I think since I saw the Everything Must Go cut. So take what I say with a grain of salt here in terms of, like, you know, I didn't see the original movie, but I saw the original movie with 15 minutes of added content. So technically I have seen the original movie with the extra added content. Now, I am not a purist, and I haven't played video games or watched the web series or anything like that. I had to do more research after the movie, you know, to sort of understand what I was talking about making this review. But the added 15 minutes of screen time that they put in was in the post-credit scene. So if you are seeing this movie and you're watching the Everything Must Go cut, stay for the post-credit scene because they have an extra like 10 minutes of content where you see, I think, the async group is trying to figure out what the backrooms are. And they do studies to try and figure out more and more details about what's going on in the backrooms. What are they? What's actually being achieved there? And so with a final surprise ending, but it is detached from the story itself and is supposed to meant to build on a sequel potentially, because there are rumors that the YouTuber Kane Pixels, who created this movie, who was, you know, based off his web series, is planning a sequel. Plus another intro at the beginning of the movie with these same people from the Async group, I think is what they're called, opening the movie with some analog horror. So there are extra scenes. I recommend it. I think the movie is freaky. It's scary. It adds that creepypasta feel. It is bringing something to horror movies that we haven't seen in a long time. Some genuine scares. And I highly recommend Backrooms. If there's more stuff that I will add to this later, I'll make another video. But until then, I recommend Backrooms for Fresh Media. Go check it out if you have the time. But let me know what y'all think in the comments down below. Have you seen it? Do you like this movie? Have you not seen it? Do you hate this movie? Do you think it's overrated? Let me know in the comments down below. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll see y'all in another video very soon.